Wow, the rapture. It is a word that so many people know. Even non-Christians have heard of the rapture. But did you know that less than 70% of all the Protestants, mainline Protestants, denominational, no matter independent, only 30% have actually had good teaching on what the rapture is and how it comes to pass. Now, remember, last week we taught you the most important aspect is not the when, and that's what most people worry about. But why is the rapture coming? And let me give you today one of the best illustrations of how to deal with this. So many people say the rapture is a new concept. It happened just a little over 150 years ago. Not true. The apostles were looking for it, but someone that verifies all things that you can then anchor in is Jesus himself. So when Jesus brings up a subject, you can say this verifies it. So let's go to Luke chapter 17. In Luke chapter 17, we're going to hear about the days of Noah. Just as it was in the days of Noah, so also will it be in the days of the Son of Man. People were eating, drinking, marrying, and being given in marriage until the day Noah entered the ark, and then the flood came and destroyed them all. The days of Noah were so important that as Jesus quotes this passage, and he tells us that it will be just like that in the coming of the Son of Man when he appears. Now, at this point, many people are saying, well, I don't know that that's really the rapture. There's another aspect that he's doing. But first, watch this. When Jesus teaches prophecy, he not only is telling us something out here in the future, but he reaches back to the past and he activates something that happened back here that allows us to know what happened back here is going to be relevant in the future again. And so, what was Noah's day marked by? If you go to Genesis chapter 6 and you read all that, you'll see that the world was marked by some very strange things, like Nephilim, which, oh my, fallen angels having sex with the daughters of men and making a hybrid human being. Is this the army in the future that the Antichrist will raise up? Will the Nephilim be back? I don't know for sure. I don't know that anybody could say that for sure. But it does say, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be. But if you look through Genesis 6, two things really stand out. That before God judges the world for the first time, that the world was filled with violence and corruption. And there was a corruption of all that God created. Do we see a corruption of all that God created already? Absolutely. We see the corruption of marriage. We see the corruption of gender. We see the corruption of what is good is now being called evil. What is evil being called good. That's the fulfillment of Isaiah 5:20. So, but Jesus didn't stop just with Noah. Let's go back to Luke chapter 17 and see what he says now in the next part. It was the same in the days of Lot. People were eating and drinking, buying and selling, planting and building. But the day Lot left Sodom, fire and sulfur rained down from heaven and destroyed them all. So if you notice, he goes on and he tells us now, so in the same way, just as he was talking about Noah, he's going to talk about Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah. And he gives us some very interesting instruction in it. So once again, what Jesus is talking about in Sodom, Gomorrah, and Lot, he's telling us that the future will look like something back here in the past. And he's activating what took place there, that it will be relevant again before his return. Very, very important. So with Jesus, he is the anchor when it comes to people go, so why do you believe in a rapture? Why do you believe that the rapture is going to take place? Because Jesus taught on it. You say, are you sure that these two scriptures tie in the rapture? Yes. Let's go back one more time to Luke chapter 17, after he says, as it was in the days of Noah, and as it was in the same as in the time of Lot, when God punished Sodom and Gomorrah. Listen to what he says in these very next verses. It will be just like this on the day the Son of Man is revealed. On that day, no one who is on the housetop with possessions inside should go down to get them. Likewise, no one in the field should go back for anything. Remember Lot's wife. Whoever tries to keep their life will lose it, and whoever loses their life will preserve it. I tell you, on the night two people will be in bed. One will be taken and the other left. Two women will be grinding grain together. One will be taken and the other left. Jesus connects all the dots in this last portion. If you've been reading these sections along, you've noticed I put certain things in yellow, but in the actual scriptures, if you have a red edition Bible, these are all in red, meaning these are the words of Jesus. What it's telling you is this, is that Jesus is connecting the dots, that things that were happening in Noah's day, things that were happening in Lot's day, are happening in our day today. Think about it, the wickedness, the corruptions, the same-sex marriage being voted through in 2015. All these different things came together, but connect these dots in this way. It's so important that you see this aspect also, that Noah was put on the boat before the flood came. Lot was taken out of Sodom before the fire came down and the sulfur came down, that God took out the righteous. This is our hope. He says, look at these so that you will know what was happening back there is now a potential for what's going to take place out here. This is important. Always connect the dots, and remember, Jesus is going to teach you the way. You can see now that Jesus was fulfilling the whole subject of the rapture. When he says one's going to be taken and one's going to be left, he's not talking about a second coming. He's talking about the rapture. He's talking about those that will be snatched up or caught up. Now, Jesus is very, very pattern filled in how he teaches. If you notice, in each situation, there was two and one left. That meant 50% was being left behind. If you go, as you go from Matthew 24, it ends and it starts then Matthew 25 with the 10 virgins. Now, we're not going to take time to look at the 10 virgins, but I'm going to be doing a whole series on the parables in Jesus last week, how they were prophetic and what they teach us. But you can see that in the very next parable of the 10 virgins, 50% of them were not ready and did not go on to the wedding banquet. These are the things that should help you and solidify your understanding about the rapture. When someone says, do you believe in the rapture? You say, yes, I do, because Jesus taught on it. When Jesus teaches on something, he verifies it. There are many other aspects that will verify the subject of the rapture, but I wanted to give you the secret handle. Remember, it's prophetic secrets that we can lay a foundation on and be secure in. And here's the secret. Jesus is the one that says one will be taken and one will be left. And that is Jesus teaching on the rapture. Would you do this for me? If you've enjoyed this, at 10 minutes every week, we're going to be giving a teaching on prophetic secrets. Would you right now, would you subscribe to this channel so that you could have it come right to your phone? Hey, God bless you, and I pray that you'll be ready. Now, if you clicked off right now, you may have missed the greatest secret in this. Remember, Jesus said, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be the coming of the Son of Man. Do you know what November 4th is? Yes, it's the day after the election, but it is also the day that the Jews celebrate Noah entering into the ark. Yes, November 4th connects us back with Noah's day right after.